Hey everyone, welcome! In this explainer program, we are unpacking a massive breakthrough straight out of MIT, and it is literally rewriting the rules of artificial intelligence. We're diving deep into a brand new model called LinOSS. And trust me, this could completely change the entire landscape of data prediction as we know it.
Okay, let's dive right into this. What if a basic concept from your high school physics class could completely change how AI predicts the future? Sounds kind of wild, right? But when the worlds of advanced machine learning and classical physics collide, you get this amazing synergy that absolutely shatters the current limits of tech. So, let's solve this mystery together.
Quick look at our agenda for today. First up, AI's long data wall. Then, the physics of harmonic oscillators, the birth of the LinOSS model, its performance breakthrough, and finally, future predictions. Let's get to it.
Section 1, AI and the long data wall.
So AI has obviously become incredibly smart, but it actually has a pretty massive blind spot. It really struggles with data that changes continuously over a super long period of time. Imagine trying to track decades of weather patterns or wildly chaotic economic signals. When current AI architectures, state space models, try to process these massive timelines, they basically just get completely overwhelmed. They become unstable, they chew through enormous amounts of computing power, and they end up either crashing or just slowing down to a total crawl. They just cannot go the distance.
Section 2, Physics Hint, Harmonic Oscillators.
Let's move to the next part and see how this builds. To solve this whole instability issue, MIT researchers looked at the biological dynamics of the human brain, and they paired it with a classical concept called the forced harmonic oscillator. Now, okay, I know that sounds a bit intimidating, but it simply describes a physical system that vibrates in a steady rhythm whenever it's pushed by a regular external force. And honestly, this fundamental law of physics turned out to be the ultimate cheat code for stabilizing AI.
To make this super clear, think about pushing a child on a swing. If you push at random times, fighting against the momentum, the swing jolts, right? It becomes chaotic, unstable, maybe even a little dangerous. And that is exactly what happens when older AI models try to process endless streams of data. But if you push that swing in perfect rhythm with its natural back-and-forth oscillation, it takes almost no effort to keep it swinging smoothly and safely forever. The MIT team took this exact physics principle, moving in harmony with natural rhythms, and actually built it right into an AI. So no matter how much data comes at it, the AI just catches the rhythm and keeps processing effortlessly.
Section 3, Birth of New Model LinOSS.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. Developed by researchers T. Konstantin Rusch and Daniela Russ at MIT's CSAIL, this brilliantly simple idea birthed the linear oscillator state space model, or LinOSS for short. Unlike the older state space models that require incredibly complex, rigid design conditions just to keep from crashing, LinOSS relies entirely on that elegant physics approach we just talked about. It stays totally stable and highly efficient, completely dodging all those messy constraints by just leaning heavily on biology and physics.
As T. Konstantin Rusch himself explains, our goal was to capture the stability and efficiency seen in biological neural systems and translate these principles into a machine learning framework. They essentially took the highly stable, energy-efficient mechanics that nature already perfected in the brain over millions of years, and they injected them directly into mathematical AI algorithms.
Pretty mind-blowing, right?
Section 4, Overwhelming Performance Exceeding Limits. 2 times. When they put this to the test on tasks involving incredibly long, super demanding sequences of data, LinOSS actually outperformed Mamba, which is the current widely used state-of-the-art model, by nearly double. In the hyper-competitive world of artificial intelligence, beating the top dog by a factor of 2, that's not just a minor improvement. That is an absolute seismic shift.
So, the crucial point here is scale. LinOSS can handle massive, continuous interactions across hundreds of thousands of data points without even breaking a sweat. It literally never loses its balance. And this isn't just, empirical luck. The researchers mathematically proved that LinOSS possesses universal approximation capabilities. That basically means it can accurately model any continuous relationship between inputs and outputs. It has absolutely flawless mathematical backing.
Section 5, Future Prediction, Climate and Finance.
Being able to effortlessly process hundreds of thousands of data points opens up massive possibilities, particularly in 2 huge, high-stakes areas. First, climate change prediction. Earth's climate is obviously shaped by variables interacting over decades. LinOSS can track all that vast historical data to forecast decades-long temperature and weather trends with unprecedented accuracy. Second is financial data analysis. Stock markets look like pure chaos to the human eye,
But LinOSS is uniquely capable of finding hidden, sequential patterns within all that intense volatility. This gives analysts an incredibly clear, long-term view of our economic future.
But wait, it doesn't stop there. This technology is already being geared up for long-term healthcare analytics, as well as instant sequential decision-making for autonomous driving. And if you want concrete proof of how seriously the scientific community is taking this, LinOSS was just selected for an oral presentation at ICLR 2025. For context, that is a highly prestigious honor reserved for only the top 1% of submissions at the world's premier machine learning conference. This tech is absolutely the real deal.
Now, what's really interesting about this last slide is the philosophical takeaway. Since the human brain's natural dynamics actually inspire LinOSS, researchers believe this exact model could eventually be used in neuroscience to help us deepen our understanding of the brain itself. If biology taught AI how to learn, it might just be the AI that finally decodes the ultimate mysteries of human biology. It's this incredibly beautiful feedback loop of technology and nature. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this explainer program, and I'll catch you on the next one.